Hi, everybody. I brought it outside today, and you'll see why in a minute when I show you the knives. And it's a beautiful day. Don't mind the dogs barking or the guy with the weed whacker across the street. Um, I'll try and get it done, with all the distractions. Three for Thursday, doctor's knives. And what I have here is two from Parker Frost from the 80s. I'll show you those real quick before we go over them. And then one from 2010 from Shat Morgan. And we'll look at that one last. Let's see. Let's do it this way. Now, this one I'll show you is new old stock, and it's got a really stiff blade. But if you notice the tone of the brass on the pill buster, that's what they call these knives. I'm not sure what the technical name for pommel, I guess. I'm getting a lot of glare off my screen, so I'm going to try and make sure I get it focused in. It's called Little Pill Buster. Parker Cutlery Company. And I'm hoping that focuses in. It's tough for me to see. Surgical Steel, Japan. Seiki, Japan. Seiki, Japan. It just got a basic bolster. I believe it's a 3¼ inch blade, or close to it, approximately around that. I'm not sure I'm saying that because I know the Shat Morgan's 3¼ So this is bone, and it's kind of made to look like it's stag. It's got some flaws in it over here, and you'll see a little separation. But it was an inexpensive buy, and the reason why I got it, I wanted it for, a twofer. Two from Parker Frost. And this one's special here, this pink glitter. We'll talk about that in a minute. This one is just a basic. They sold them one piece at a time, whereas the pink was a set. And I'll explain that in a minute. So here we go. Let's clean this up a little bit. Polished blade. Not sure what kind of steel from Japan, but it's usually a adequate steel. So you got your pommel, long bolster, really thin handle, squared off. It is hand worked. You can see that. It's not just bones out of a, production process pinned down. They do haft. It has been hafted, I should say. So I guess basically this is a little drop point, and that's so when you get up under your bandage, it's not going to cut the patient, and you can get under there and cut it really good. It's got a pretty good edge on it for being new old stock, but you can see how stiff the pivot is. But I haven't put any oil in it. In fact, this one doesn't even pop open. Just presses open. But that's good because there's no wobble. So once it does break in, of course, it's not a pattern I carry a lot. So it's probably going to stay stiff and, sit in my collection. I do carry the Shat Morgan because ever since I bought the Shat Morgan, I thought it was a gentleman's knife until someone commented and said, "Hey, dude, that's a doctor's knife." And I thought a doctor's knife has to have a flat pill buster, but I guess not. Shat Morgan's interpretation didn't have it. So let's get into the pretty stuff. That's why we're out here, get some natural light on it. Now these came in a set of 5, I believe, with all different colored glitter. And the pink is the one that is most prized by collectors. The thing is, you have to find someone. I found this at a pawn shop. And so that means someone broke up the set. So that even makes it harder to find unless you find the whole set. But I was able to talk this guy down to $60, which I think is fair. He wanted 75 for it. But I watch Pawn Stars enough to know how to work them guys. Number 208 of 300. We got old Glory flapping around here in the wind. I don't know how that's coming off because, like I told you, it's very hard for me to see. I'm trying to keep it in focus. But now look at the patina on this brass compared to this one. And I'm not cleaning that. No way am I cleaning that. And you'll also see the brass liners have that same really dark tone. And this one's put together better than the cheaper one. I forgot what I paid for this. I think 35 or something. But there you go. What nurse wouldn't want that? Or a female doctor. I guess, yeah, I shouldn't be such a sexist. Plenty of female doctors. In fact, I got 2 of them. 2 of my 5 are, and they're outstanding doctors. So there you go, Pill Buster, made by Parker again. Number 208 out of 300 from a set of 5. Next one is the Shat Morgan. Now I did a video on this and claimed it was a gent, like I said there a few minutes ago, and found out it's a doctor's knife. But I did carry this and I dropped it twice. You'll see it's a user. Got some of the best pearl on it you'll ever see. Man, I sure hope that's coming off. And yeah, I've considered this a gentleman's knife and carried it, used it to open up packaging at work. In fact, that's where I dropped it. You'll see I separated this right here, which was actually a good thing because I think when it separated there, it prevented the pearl from cracking because it landed on the concrete, boom, both times, right on that. And that was because it's a very thin blade, and I didn't have a slip that fit it. You know, if you turn the slip upside down, it'd fall right out of the slip. Excuse me. And I would put it in the slip this way. So when I pull the slip out of my pocket and go turn it over to get the knife out, it would go right through my hand and hit the concrete. So after 2 falls, it separated a little bit. No big deal because the pearl's still intact, and that's all that's really important on this knife. This is a 420 HC steel. It was made in 2010 for the Shat Morgan XX series, I think. The 20. There's the pattern number if you want to look for one. I paid $100 for this a few years back, and I've seen them going for a lot more than that now. So if it's something that you really want, you may have to pay a little bit for it. Because one thing, you know, I was getting all these Shat Morgans before They were like popular. Everyone was trying to get a GEC. And if you're watching, Austin knows I was buying up all his Shat Morgan. He was the only guy. His grandfather started Chris Reisner Cutlery, and he had a lot of Queen and Shat Morgan knives on his website. This one I did get on eBay, won it in an auction for like 101 or something like that. I sure hope that pearl's showing up. Simply gorgeous. I know Slick Slicer likes this one too because they didn't go ahead and put a shield in it, which is a cardinal sin for a material like this. Not only is it brittle, you can see where it's pinned. Very slight chipping that can't be avoided. And when you put a badge, when you cut out pearl to put a badge in, it looks nasty. And why would you want to when you got that? Look at that. Simply gorgeous. So my friends, we're running on 11 and a half minutes here. So I'm going to let you go, make some dinner, enjoy your Thursday, and take care. Peace. Bye-bye.